In the year 2047, humanity's first interstellar exploration vessel, the IES Odyssey, made a historic discovery. While surveying an Earth-like planet in the Tau Ceti system, the crew encountered an alien civilization far more advanced than their own. The Cetians, as they called themselves, welcomed the human explorers with open arms, eager to share knowledge and technology. The meeting marked the beginning of an unprecedented era of cooperation between the two species. Back on Earth, news of the Cetians spread like wildfire. Governments, scientists, and citizens alike were buzzing with excitement over the prospect of friendly alien allies. Official diplomatic channels were established, and delegations from both worlds began regular exchanges. The Cetians shared their breakthroughs in medicine, energy production, and space travel, catapulting human progress centuries ahead. In return, humanity offered its cultural richness, art, literature, and philosophy. The bond between humans and Cetians grew stronger with each passing year. However, not all aliens were thrilled by this budding interspecies friendship. In the shadowy reaches of the galaxy, the Zorgans, an expansionist empire known for its ruthlessness, watched the developments with envious eyes. The Zorgans had long coveted the resource-rich worlds of the Tau Ceti system, but the Cetians' advanced defenses had always kept them at bay. Now, with the humans entering the picture, the Zorgans saw an opportunity to finally claim what they believed was rightfully theirs. In 2052, without warning or provocation, a massive Zorgan fleet emerged from hyperspace near Earth, casting an ominous shadow over the unsuspecting planet. The aliens wasted no time in announcing their intentions. Earth was to be conquered and colonized, its resources and people subjugated to serve the Zorgan Empire. The Zorgan commander, a battle-hardened strategist named Kraxus, broadcast his ultimatum across all frequencies, demanding Earth's immediate surrender. Panic gripped the planet as the reality of the situation sank in. Earth's defenses, even bolstered by Cetian technology, were woefully unprepared for an invasion of this scale. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency session, and world leaders scrambled to devise a plan to repel the alien threat. The Cetian ambassador pledged his people's support, but their fleet was days away, leaving Earth to fend for itself in the meantime. As the Zorgan ships took up positions in orbit, Earth's combined space forces mobilized to mount a desperate defense. A ragtag fleet of human and Cetian-enhanced vessels, led by the intrepid Admiral Ilara Vance, bravely faced off against the alien armada. The ensuing battle lit up the night sky, visible to the billions watching in terror below. Despite the humans' valiant efforts, the Zorgans' superior firepower and sheer numbers quickly overwhelmed Earth's defenses. One by one, the human ships were obliterated, their crews vaporized in brilliant flashes of light. With Earth's space defenses shattered, the Zorgans launched their ground invasion. Massive troop transports descended through the atmosphere, disgorging hordes of heavily armed Zorgan warriors and their fearsome war machines. The aliens landed in major cities across the globe, their initial strikes targeting key military installations and government centers. Humans fought back with every weapon at their disposal, but the Zorgans' advanced energy shields and armor made them nearly invulnerable. As the world watched in horror, the Zorgan conquest of Earth seemed all but inevitable. The alien invaders had come prepared for every contingency, their technology far surpassing anything humanity could muster. Or so they thought. What the Zorgans failed to take into account was the one factor that made Earth unique among the planets they had conquered: its gravity. As the Zorgan troops began their march across Earth's surface, they quickly realized that the planet's gravitational pull was far stronger than what they were accustomed to. The aliens, evolved on a world with much weaker gravity, found themselves struggling to move in their heavy exo-armor. Each step was a laborious effort, and the weight of their weapons suddenly seemed unbearable. The Zorgans, for all their technological might, were literally being pulled down by the very world they sought to conquer. Human resistance fighters, noticing the aliens' difficulty, seized upon this unexpected advantage. Strike teams armed with portable gravity disruptors hit the Zorgons with localized bursts of increased gravitational force, sending entire squads crashing to the ground, unable to rise again. In the streets, humans lured the aliens into narrow alleys and buildings where the close quarters negated the Zorgons' superior firepower and made their gravity-induced clumsiness a fatal liability. As word of the Zorgons' vulnerability spread, the tide of the battle began to turn. Across the globe, human ingenuity and determination, combined with the planet's natural defenses, started to push the invaders back. The Zorgons, their forces in disarray and their confidence shattered, were forced to confront the possibility that they had gravely underestimated their human foes and the power of the world they sought to claim. The battle for Earth had only just begun, but already the Zorgons were learning a harsh lesson. Never underestimate the strength and resilience of the human spirit, especially when backed by the unwavering might of gravity itself. As the Zorgon invasion of Earth entered its second week, the alien forces found themselves mired in an increasingly desperate struggle against a deceptively formidable foe, Earth's gravity. The Zorgons, hailing from a world with a gravity just a fraction of Earth's, were ill-prepared for the physical toll that the planet's relentless pull would take on their bodies and equipment. Across the globe, Zorgon troops stumbled and strained as they tried to maneuver in the crushing gravity. Their movements were sluggish, their reactions dulled by the constant exertion required just to stay upright. The aliens' exo-armor, designed for speed and agility on their homeworld, proved to be a cumbersome liability on Earth. Joints seized up, servos whined in protest, and power cells drained at an alarming rate as the armor fought against the unrelenting force of gravity. The Zorgon command, initially dismissive of the humans' chances, began to realize the severity of their miscalculation. Reports flooded in from the front lines, detailing the mounting difficulties faced by their troops. Soldiers complained of fatigue, muscle strains, and even bone fractures as their bodies struggled to adapt to the oppressive gravity. Medics were overwhelmed by the influx of casualties, many of them suffering from gravity-induced compression sicknesses. As the Zorgons' ground campaign faltered, their air and space support found itself equally hampered by Earth's gravitational grip. Zorgon fighters and bombers, accustomed to the ease of maneuvering in the low-gravity conditions of their homeworld, struggled to maintain altitude and execute precise strikes. Pilots reported feeling as though they were flying through molasses, their ship's engines straining to generate enough lift to keep them airborne. The Zorgon fleet in orbit fared no better. The massive warships, designed for the vacuum of space, groaned under the stress of Earth's gravity well. Structural integrity fields flickered and threatened to fail, while onboard systems malfunctioned under the increased strain. The Zorgon engineers worked frantically to compensate, but the constant battle against gravity was taking its toll on both the ships and their crews. On the ground, human resistance fighters exploited the Zorgons' weakness at every turn. Gravity traps were laid in strategic locations, luring the aliens into areas where the localized gravity had been artificially increased. Once ensnared, the Zorgons found themselves pinned down, unable to move or fight effectively as the crushing force of gravity bore down upon them. In the skies, human pilots, long accustomed to the challenges of flying in Earth's atmosphere, ran circles around their Zorgon counterparts. Dogfights became one-sided affairs as the alien fighters, weighed down by gravity, struggled to match the agility and maneuverability of their human adversaries. Human ground forces, armed with gravity-enhanced projectile weapons, found that they could easily penetrate the Zorgons' weakened defenses, turning the aliens' own mass against them. As the war raged on, the psychological impact of Earth's gravity began to take its toll on the Zorgon invaders. Morale plummeted as the aliens realized that they were fighting not just against the humans, but against the very planet itself. The once proud warriors found themselves demoralized and exhausted, their confidence shattered by the constant struggle against an enemy they could neither see nor fight directly. In a desperate attempt to turn the tide, the Zorgon commander, Kraxus, ordered his forces to deploy a new weapon, a gravity nullifier that would eliminate Earth's gravitational advantage. However, in a cruel twist of fate, the device malfunctioned spectacularly when activated, creating a localized gravity well that crushed Azorgan troops and equipment unfortunate enough to be caught within its radius. As news of the Zorgan's mounting losses spread, the humans' resolve only grew stronger. United in their determination to defend their home, people from all walks of life rallied to the cause. Scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to develop new gravity-based weapons and defenses, while ordinary citizens took up arms to protect their communities. The Zorgan invasion, which had once seemed an unstoppable force, began to unravel under the relentless pressure of Earth's gravity. The aliens, their forces depleted and their spirits broken, were forced to confront the bitter reality that they had gravely underestimated the strength and resilience of their human foes. As the war entered its third month, the Zorgan's position became increasingly untenable. Cut off from reinforcements and supplies, their ground forces were slowly being whittled away by the combination of Earth's gravity and human resistance. In space, their fleet was in disarray, battered by the constant strain of maintaining orbit around the unforgiving planet. Faced with the prospect of a devastating defeat, Craxus made a fateful decision. In a last-ditch effort to salvage some measure of victory, he ordered his remaining forces to concentrate their attack on a single target, the city of New York, the heart of human resistance. If the Zorgans could break the human spirit by destroying their most iconic city, perhaps they could still force a surrender. As the Zorgan fleet massed for the final assault, the humans prepared for the battle that would decide the fate of their world. The stage was set for a climactic showdown between the unstoppable force of the Zorgan war machine and the immovable object of Earth's gravity. The outcome would determine not only the future of humanity, but the very course of the galaxy itself. As the Zorgan fleet descended upon New York City, the humans braced for the impact. The alien ships, their hulls straining under the immense gravitational forces, unleashed a barrage of energy weapons that sliced through skyscrapers and turned city blocks into smoldering craters. The ground shook as the Zorgan troops, encased in their heavy exo-armor, landed in the streets, their weapons blazing. But the humans were ready. The city's defenders, armed with an array of gravity-based weapons and fortifications, met the Zorgans head-on. Portable gravity disruptors created localized fluctuations in the gravitational field, sending the alien soldiers tumbling and writhing as their own weight betrayed them. Gravity-enhanced projectiles tore through the Zorgans' weakened armor, felling the invaders by the dozens. In the heart of the city, a small group of human scientists and engineers had been working tirelessly on a secret weapon, one that they hoped would turn the tide of the battle. Led by Dr. Lena Soren, a brilliant physicist, the team had developed a device that could harness the power of gravity itself, the graviton amplifier. As the battle raged around them, Dr. Soren and her team raced to calibrate the device. They knew that they had only one chance to get it right, one chance to save their city and their world from the Zorgon onslaught. With trembling hands, Dr. Soren input the final commands, and the graviton amplifier hummed to life. The effect was immediate and devastating. A shimmering wave of gravitational energy rippled out from the device, washing over the city like a tsunami. The Zorgan troops, caught in the wave's path, found themselves suddenly and violently pulled downward, their exo-armor crumpling like tin cans under the immense force. The alien ships in the sky above faltered and plummeted, their anti-gravity engines overpowered by the localized surge in Earth's gravitational field. Across the city, the tide of the battle turned. The Zorgans, once an unstoppable force, now lay broken and helpless in the streets, pinned down by the crushing weight of their own bodies. Human soldiers and civilians alike surged forward, emboldened by the sight of their alien foes brought low. They fell upon the Zorgans with a fury born of desperation and determination, striking down the invaders with everything from gravity-enhanced weapons to simple, blunt objects. Amidst the chaos, Craxus watched in disbelief as his forces crumbled before his eyes. The Zorgan commander, his own exo-armor groaning under the strain of Earth's amplified gravity, knew that the battle was lost. With a bitter curse, he gave the order for a full retreat, his pride and dreams of conquest shattered by the unyielding force of a world he had so gravely underestimated. As the Zorgans fled, the humans pressed their advantage. Gravity traps and disruptors were deployed in the aliens' path, turning their retreat into a rout. Zorgan ships, trying desperately to escape Earth's gravitational well, found themselves dragged back down to the surface, their hulls crumpling and their crews crushed by the relentless pull of the planet they had sought to conquer. In the aftermath of the battle, the humans emerged victorious, but the cost had been high. New York City lay in ruins, its once proud skyline reduced to a jagged wasteland of broken glass and twisted metal. Thousands had lost their lives in the fighting, both human and Zorgan alike, and countless more were left wounded and traumatized by the horrors they had witnessed. But even as they mourned their losses, the humans knew that their victory was a turning point in the war. The Zorgans, their forces shattered and their morale broken, had been shown the true power of Earth and its people. The invaders who had once seemed so invincible had been brought to their knees by the very world they had sought to subjugate. In the weeks and months that followed, the remnants of the Zorgan invasion force were hunted down and eliminated. The humans, armed with their newfound mastery of gravity-based technology, took the fight to the aliens, striking at their outposts and staging grounds across the solar system. The Zorgans, their once mighty fleet reduced to a handful of battered ships, fled before the vengeful onslaught of their human foes. As the last of the Zorgans were driven from the solar system, the humans turned their attention to the task of rebuilding. The war had left scars that would take generations to heal, but the spirit of humanity had been forged anew in the crucible of the invasion. The people of Earth, united by their shared trauma and triumph, looked to the stars with a newfound sense of purpose and determination. They knew that the galaxy was a vast and dangerous place, filled with untold wonders and terrors alike, but they also knew that they had within them the strength and resilience to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For they were the children of Earth, and they had proven to the universe that they would not be conquered, not by alien might or cosmic force. And so, as the people of Earth set about the task of rebuilding their shattered world, they did so with the knowledge that they had faced the greatest threat in their history and emerged victorious. They had shown that the power of gravity, the very force that held their world together, could also be the key to their salvation, and they had proven, once and for all, that the human spirit was a force to be reckoned with, no matter the odds. In the aftermath of the Zorgans' defeat in New York, the remnants of the alien invasion force regrouped on the outskirts of the solar system. Battered and demoralized, the Zorgans were forced to confront the harsh reality of their situation. Their once mighty fleet had been reduced to a shadow of its former self, and their ground forces had been decimated by the humans' gravity-based defenses. But the Zorgans were not a species to accept defeat easily. Under the leadership of Commander Craxus, the aliens began to devise a plan to adapt to Earth's unique gravitational conditions and launch a new offensive against the humans. Craxus, his pride wounded by the humiliating defeat in New York, was determined to redeem himself and restore the Zorgans' reputation as the most feared conquerors in the galaxy. The first step in the Zorgans' plan was to retrofit their remaining ships and exo-armor to better withstand Earth's gravitational forces. Craxus ordered his engineers to work around the clock, developing new alloys and energy shielding that could resist the crushing pressure of the planet's gravity well. The Zorgan scientists also began experimenting with artificial gravity generators, hoping to create localized pockets of reduced gravity that would give their troops a fighting chance on the surface. As the Zorgans worked feverishly to adapt their technology, they also began to study the humans' tactics and weaponry. Craxus was particularly interested in the graviton amplifier that had been used to such devastating effect in New York. He believed that if the Zorgans could reverse engineer the device and turn its power against the humans, they would have a powerful new weapon in their arsenal. To this end, Craxus dispatched infiltration teams to Earth, tasked with gathering intelligence on the humans' gravity-based defenses and stealing the secrets of the graviton amplifier. These teams, equipped with advanced stealth technology and specially adapted exo-armor, managed to slip past the humans' early warning systems and establish covert bases on the planet's surface. As the Zorgon infiltrators began their work, they quickly discovered that the humans had not been idle in the months since the New York battle. Earth's scientists and engineers had been working tirelessly to improve and expand their gravity-based arsenal, developing new weapons and defensive systems that made use of the planet's unique gravitational properties. The humans had also been studying the Zorgon technology recovered from the battlefield, reverse engineering the aliens' advanced power systems and propulsion units to create a new generation of gravity-enhanced vehicles and aircraft. These machines, powered by miniaturized gravity generators, were capable of incredible feats of speed and maneuverability, making them formidable adversaries for the Zorgon forces. Despite the challenges posed by the humans' advanced technology, the Zorgon infiltrators made steady progress in their mission. They managed to steal schematics of several key components of the graviton amplifier, as well as detailed analyses of the humans' gravity-based weapon systems. But their activities did not go unnoticed by Earth's defenders, who soon launched a massive counterintelligence operation to root out the alien spies. As the Zorgon's covert operations were slowly unraveled by the humans, Craxus grew increasingly desperate. He knew that time was running out for the Zorgons, and that if they did not strike soon, the humans would have an insurmountable advantage. In a final, desperate gamble, the Zorgon commander ordered his remaining forces to launch a surprise attack on Earth, using their newly adapted ships and exo-armor to overwhelm the humans' defenses. The second Zorgon invasion of Earth began with a series of devastating orbital strikes as the aliens' ships rained down graviton bombs and energy weapons on the planet's major cities. The humans, caught off guard by the sudden onslaught, scrambled to mount a defense, but the Zorgon's new technology proved to be a formidable challenge. On the ground, the Zorgon troops, encased in their gravity-adapted exo-armor, surged forward, their weapons blazing. The humans met them with a wall of gravity-based defenses, but the Zorgon's improved shielding and artificial gravity generators allowed them to push through, slowly but inexorably gaining ground. As the battle raged across the planet, it became clear that the outcome would be determined by the struggle for control of the graviton amplifier. The humans, led by Dr. Lena Sorin and her team, worked frantically to keep the device out of Zorgon hands, while Craxus and his elite infiltration units fought to seize it for themselves. In a final, desperate confrontation, the Zorgons managed to breach the humans' defenses and reach the chamber housing the graviton amplifier. As Craxus and his soldiers stormed into the room, they found themselves face to face with Dr. Sorin and a small group of human defenders who had barricaded themselves inside with the device. What followed was a brutal, close-quarters battle as the humans and Zorgons fought hand-to-hand for control of the graviton amplifier. The chamber echoed with the sound of clashing metal and the screams of the wounded as the two sides tore at each other with a savage fury. In the end, it was Dr. Sorin who made the ultimate sacrifice. Seeing that the Zorgons were on the verge of victory, she activated the graviton amplifier, unleashing a massive gravitational surge that crushed the attackers and shattered the device itself. The resulting explosion consumed the chamber, along with Dr. Sorin and the remaining combatants. With the destruction of the graviton amplifier, the Zorgons' last hope for victory was extinguished. The alien forces, their morale shattered and their technology failing, were soon overwhelmed by the resurgent human defenders. Craxus himself was killed in the final battle, his dreams of conquest crushed beneath the weight of Earth's gravity. As the last of the Zorgon invaders were driven from the planet, the humans emerged victorious, but at a terrible cost. Dr. Sorin and countless other brave men and women had given their lives to defend their world, and the scars of the war would linger for generations to come. But even in the midst of their grief, the people of Earth knew that their victory was a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. They had faced an enemy that had sought to conquer them, to crush them beneath the heel of alien oppression, and they had prevailed through courage, sacrifice, and the unyielding power of their own world. And as they looked to the stars, the humans knew that they would never again take their planet for granted, for they had learned through blood and fire that the true strength of Earth lay not in its armies or its weapons, but in the hearts of its people and the unbreakable bonds of gravity that held them together. In the years following the Zorban invasion, Earth underwent a profound transformation. The war had revealed the incredible potential of gravity-based technology, and the nations of the world poured their resources into unlocking its secrets. Universities and research institutions across the globe worked tirelessly to expand upon the breakthroughs made by Dr. Lena Sorin and her team, seeking to harness the power of gravity for the betterment of all humanity. At the forefront of this effort was the newly formed Global Gravitational Research Initiative, GGRI, a multinational organization dedicated to the study and development of gravity-based technologies. Led by some of the brightest minds from every corner of the planet, the GGRI quickly became the driving force behind Earth's scientific and technological renaissance. One of the GGRI's most promising projects was the development of artificial gravity generators that could create localized gravitational fields of varying intensity. These devices, based on the technology recovered from the Zorban invaders, had the potential to revolutionize everything from transportation to manufacturing to space exploration. Under the guidance of Dr. Vikram Patel, a brilliant physicist and one of the GGRI's leading researchers, a team of scientists and engineers worked to miniaturize and refine the gravity generators, making them smaller, more efficient, and more versatile. Their breakthrough came in the form of a new type of generator that could create gravitational fields with unprecedented precision and control. With this new technology in hand, the GGRI began to develop a wide range of gravity-based applications. They created gravity-assisted vehicles that could hover and fly without the need for traditional propulsion systems, as well as gravity-manipulating construction equipment that could lift and move massive objects with ease. They even developed gravity-based medical devices that could be used to treat a variety of conditions, from broken bones to spinal cord injuries. But perhaps the most significant application of the GGRI's gravity technology was in the field of space exploration. By harnessing the power of artificial gravity, the researchers were able to create spacecraft that could generate their own gravitational fields, allowing astronauts to live and work in space without the debilitating effects of weightlessness. The first of these gravity-equipped spacecraft, the GSS Horizon, was launched on a historic mission to establish a permanent human presence on Mars. The ship, crewed by an international team of astronauts and scientists, made the journey to the Red Planet in record time, thanks to its advanced gravity-based propulsion system. Upon arriving at Mars, the crew of the Horizon set about constructing the first human settlement on another world. Using gravity-manipulating equipment developed by the GGRI, they were able to build habitats, laboratories, and greenhouses with incredible speed and efficiency. Within a matter of months, the settlement, dubbed New Dawn, was thriving, a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the transformative potential of gravity technology. As word of the success of the Mars mission spread, other nations and private corporations began to take notice. Soon, a new space race was underway, as countries and companies alike sought to establish their own presence on the Red Planet and beyond. The GGRI found itself at the center of this new era of space exploration, its gravity technology in high demand by space agencies and entrepreneurs around the world. Back on Earth, the GGRI continued to push the boundaries of what was possible with gravity-based technology. They developed new materials that could withstand the immense gravitational forces generated by their devices, as well as advanced computer systems that could control and manipulate gravity fields with unprecedented precision. One of the most remarkable applications of this technology was in the field of energy production. By harnessing the immense power of gravitational fields, the GGRI was able to create a new form of clean, renewable energy that had the potential to meet the energy needs of the entire planet. Massive gravity-based power plants began to spring up across the globe, providing cheap, abundant electricity to billions of people. As the years passed, Earth was transformed by the power of gravity technology. Cities were rebuilt and reimagined, with gravity-defying architecture and transportation systems that would have been unthinkable just a few decades earlier. The planet's economy boomed, driven by the demand for gravity-based products and services, and a new era of prosperity and innovation dawned. But even as humanity reached new heights, the specter of war loomed on the horizon. As the nations of Earth expanded their presence in the solar system, tensions began to rise between the various factions vying for control of the new frontier. Some saw the vast resources of space as a means to gain power and wealth, while others sought to use the new technologies to further their own agendas. It was against this backdrop of rising tensions and competing ambitions that a new threat emerged. Deep in the uncharted reaches of the solar system, a mysterious object was detected by Earth's long-range sensors. At first, it was believed to be nothing more than an unusually large asteroid, but as it drew closer, the truth became clear. It was a massive alien spacecraft, far larger and more advanced than anything ever encountered by humanity. The people of Earth watched in horror as the alien ship approached, its intentions unknown. Some called for a preemptive strike, arguing that the aliens must be hostile and that Earth's only chance was to attack first. Others urged caution, pointing out that the aliens had made no aggressive moves and that a peaceful contact might be possible. In the end, it was the GGRI that took the lead. Using their advanced gravity technology, they sent a message to the alien ship, inviting its crew to meet with a delegation of Earth's leaders. To the surprise of many, the aliens accepted, and a historic summit was arranged on the neutral ground of Mars. As the world watched, the leaders of Earth and the representatives of the alien race met face to face for the first time. The aliens, it turned out, were a peaceful and highly advanced species, with technology that made even the GGRI's gravity-based devices seem primitive by comparison. Over the course of the summit, the aliens shared their knowledge and technology with the people of Earth, offering to help humanity take its place among the stars. They revealed that they had been watching Earth for centuries, waiting for the right moment to make contact and offer their assistance. The leaders of Earth, faced with the opportunity of a lifetime, agreed to form an alliance with the aliens. In the years that followed, the two species worked together to unlock the secrets of the universe, pushing the boundaries of science and technology in ways that had once seemed impossible. As humanity ventured out into the stars, they did so with the knowledge that they were not alone. They had faced the greatest challenges of their history and emerged stronger, united by the power of their own ingenuity and the unbreakable bonds of friendship and cooperation that spanned the galaxy. And as they looked to the future, the people of Earth knew that they had the power to shape their own destiny. With the help of their alien allies and the incredible potential of gravity technology, they would continue to reach for the stars, to explore the vast reaches of space, and to build a better tomorrow for all the beings of the universe. As the dust settled from the final battle against the Zorgon invaders, the people of Earth emerged victorious, but forever changed. The war had tested the limits of human ingenuity and resilience, and in the process, it had revealed the true potential of gravity-based technology. The once mysterious force that held the universe together had become the key to humanity's survival and its future among the stars. In the immediate aftermath of the war, the nations of Earth came together in a spirit of unity and cooperation unprecedented in human history. Governments and private organizations alike poured their resources into the study and development of gravity technology, seeing in it the promise of a better future for all humankind. At the forefront of this effort was the newly formed Global Gravity Research Initiative, GGRI, a multinational scientific organization dedicated to unlocking the secrets of gravity and harnessing its power for the betterment of all. Led by some of the brightest minds from around the world, including the legendary Dr. Lena Soren, the GGRI quickly became the driving force behind Earth's technological renaissance. One of the GGRI's first breakthroughs came in the form of artificial gravity generators that could create localized gravitational fields of varying intensity. These devices, based on technology reverse-engineered from the Zorgon's own gravity weapons, had the potential to revolutionize everything from transportation to construction to space exploration. With the help of these gravity generators, the GGRI and its partners began to rebuild Earth's shattered infrastructure at an astonishing pace. Gravity-assisted construction equipment allowed workers to erect towering skyscrapers and massive bridges in a matter of days, while gravity-powered vehicles zipped across the planet's surface, connecting people and communities like never before. But the GGRI's ambitions extended far beyond the confines of Earth. With the threat of alien invasion still fresh in their minds, the organization's leaders knew that humanity's future lay in the stars, and so they set their sights on the ultimate prize, the colonization of space. Using their advanced gravity technology, the GGRI and its partners began to construct a new generation of spacecraft capable of generating their own artificial gravity fields. These ships, equipped with powerful gravity drives and advanced life support systems, would allow humans to travel to the farthest reaches of the solar system and beyond, exploring new worlds and establishing colonies on distant planets. The first of these spacecraft, the GSS Horizon, was launched on a historic mission to establish a permanent human presence on Mars. Crewed by an international team of astronauts and scientists, the Horizon made the journey to the Red Planet in record time, touching down on the Martian surface to the cheers of billions back on Earth. In the years that followed, the Horizon and its sister ships would blaze a trail across the solar system, establishing colonies on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, and even venturing into the icy reaches of the Kuiper Belt. Humanity, once confined to a single planet, had become a true spacefaring species, thanks in no small part to the power of gravity technology. But even as Earth's reach extended ever farther into the cosmos, the scars of the Zorgon War remained. The invaders' brutal assault had left deep wounds on the planet's psyche, and many struggled to come to terms with the trauma they had endured. In response, the GGRI and other organizations launched ambitious programs to heal both the physical and emotional damage inflicted by the war. Using gravity-based medical technology, doctors and scientists were able to treat injuries and illnesses that had once been considered incurable. Gravity therapy became a standard treatment for everything from broken bones to cancer, while gravity-assisted prosthetics allowed amputees to regain their mobility and independence. At the same time, the GGRI and its partners worked to create new educational and cultural programs designed to foster a sense of unity and purpose among Earth's diverse populations. Gravity-powered art installations and monuments sprang up in cities around the world, celebrating the triumph of the human spirit and the power of innovation. As the years passed, Earth's gravity-based technology continued to evolve and advance at an astonishing rate. The GGRI's researchers developed new materials and techniques that allowed them to create ever more powerful and efficient gravity devices, from miniaturized gravity generators that could fit in the palm of a hand to massive gravity reactors capable of powering entire cities. And as humanity's mastery of gravity grew, so too did its understanding of the universe itself. With the help of advanced gravity-based sensors and telescopes, scientists were able to peer deeper into the cosmos than ever before, revealing new wonders and mysteries at every turn. But perhaps the most profound impact of Earth's gravity technology was on the planet itself. With the power to manipulate and control the very fabric of space-time, humanity was able to heal the damage inflicted by centuries of neglect and abuse. Gravity-powered terraforming machines worked to restore Earth's ecosystems, reviving long-dead forests and repairing the planet's shattered climate. As the world healed and prospered, the people of Earth looked to the future with a renewed sense of hope and purpose. They had faced the greatest challenge in their history and emerged stronger, united by the unbreakable bonds of gravity and the indomitable spirit of human ingenuity. And as they looked to the stars, they knew that they were not alone. Out there, in the vast reaches of space, lay countless worlds waiting to be explored, countless civilizations waiting to be met. With the power of gravity at their fingertips, humanity was ready to take its place among the great cultures of the galaxy, to forge a new destiny among the stars. For the people of Earth, the Zorgon War had been a crucible, a trial by fire that had tested them to their very limits. But in the end, they had emerged victorious, not just over the invaders, but over the doubts and fears that had held them back for so long. And as they looked to the future, they knew that nothing could stop them now. With the power of gravity and the strength of their own hearts, they would reach for the stars and build a better tomorrow for all the generations to come. In the end, the story of Earth's victory over the Zorgons was not just a tale of technological triumph, but of the unbreakable spirit of humanity itself. It was a reminder that, even in the darkest of times, hope and courage could light the way forward, guiding us towards a brighter future. And so, as the people of Earth looked to the stars, they did so with the knowledge that they had the power to shape their own destiny. They had faced the greatest challenge in their history and emerged stronger, ready to take on whatever lay ahead. With the power of gravity at their side and the strength of their own determination, there was no limit to what they could achieve, no frontier that they could not conquer. The Zorgon War had been a turning point in human history, a moment that had changed everything. But it was only the beginning. As the people of Earth ventured out into the galaxy, they knew that they were embarking on the greatest adventure of all time, a journey that would test their courage, their ingenuity, and their resolve. But they also knew that they were ready. They had faced the darkness and emerged into the light, stronger and more united than ever before. And with the power of gravity and the strength of their own hearts, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead and build a better future for all the generations to come. This was the legacy of the Zorgon War, the gift that the invaders had given to the people of Earth, even in their defeat. It was the gift of unity, of purpose, and of hope, and it was a gift that humanity would cherish forever as they reached for the stars and beyond, into the infinite possibilities of the universe itself.